Welcome to this edition of Superswimmer, your window to the world of African and world aquatics. On the program today, our team is in Jeffreys Bay for the men's 10-kilometer open water nationals. We look at the highlights from this prestigious event. Check it out right here on Superswimmer. This is the picturesque Marina, Martinique near Jeffreys Bay in the Eastern Cape. For several years, this has been the venue of the prestigious SA Open Water Swimming National Championships. Eastern Cape Aquatics are the hosts of the event, assisted by logistics supplier Zsports and the Cook municipality. The men's 10-kilometer qualifiers get ready for their race. The women's race and the 3-kilometer event took place the previous day. It is cloudy and windy early morning as the preparations continue. The officials, led by Tiandi Yaka, briefed the swimmers and explained the rules and the route. Red depicts the 10-kilometer route and yellow the 7.5-kilometer route. 6 by 1.25-kilometer laps for the 7.5-kilometer swimmers and 8 laps for the 10-kilometer swimmers. The route takes the swimmers anti-clockwise in the seawater canals of the residential estate of Marina, Martinique. The wind is not affecting the start, and all officials and timing personnel are in place. Every swimmer is introduced individually and given the recognition they deserve. Every qualifier has excelled in his respective province, and he has made it to the pinnacle event of open water swimming on the local calendar. A proud moment for the swimmer and his province. The swimmers make their way to the water start. And they are off. The swimmers churn the seawater into the white froth as they aim to get ahead and to clear open water. The heavy clouds do pose a threat, but only the threat of lightning will force a postponement today. We can expect the 7.5-kilometer race to last just more than an hour and 30 minutes. The 10-kilometer race will do well in these conditions to see the leaders home in under 2 hours. They venture past the feeding pontoon for the first time, but do not make use of the facility. The swimmers are allowed to feed and take a drink during both these contested distances, but it is a carefully calculated stop, a very strategic decision, usually decided by coach and athlete prior to the race. It is early in the race, but you'll notice that the field has started spreading out already. Matthew Caldwell, contesting the 7.5-kilometer race for Aquatics has the early lead. We'll try our best to distinguish the different swimmers and their respective distances they're participating in. Western Cape's Liam Ellis in the blue cap. KZN's Damien Angel above to his right. The local residents have a good view of this top-class open water race, and some are surprised by the early morning sound of the public address system and the cheering spectators. Conditions are definitely improving for this race, and it does seem like 4 swimmers have broken away from the second chasing group. Our lead pack with mid-mile mile winner Connor Buck joining the fray. We can hear race commentator Stanford Slubbert making mention of Gauteng's Reina van Willig and Fenta Rousseau. They head to the second 180-degree turn at the farthest point from the finish. A right turn and a good spot to make a move on the field, if you want to. Past the spectators consisting of teammates, coaches, parents, and friends. There you can see the split between the lead and the chasing pack. The final marker before they can get onto lap number 2. Kimber surges, followed by Caldwell. Then Durbanite Connor Buck and KZN teammate Joshua Ashley. At the recent Anok Beach Games in Tunisia, Matthew Caldwell grabbed the silver medal in the 5-kilometer event. Joshua Ashley got a 4th place, just missing out on the podium spot. Heading for the start-finish gantry, also the point where they'll move onto the next lap. The red caps of Eastern Karting Aquatics go through first. Buck follows for KZN, and then Ashley, also from the Holiday Province. On to lap 2. Now it will get interesting. The pace remains, although there is a slight headwind as they head southwest. Some swimmers decide to take sustenance at the start of lap 2. The long poles carrying the drink or energy food hover over the swimmers passing. Not long and Matthew Caldwell surges forward once more. Bedford View Cardinals swimmer Byron Kimber is in good form. The Eastern Karting swimmers will want to do well here. There are 2 places up for grabs at the World Openwater Championships, set to take place in Fukuoka, Japan this July. And then for the junior swimmers, the Junior World Championships in Israel in September. It remains Caldwell followed by Byron Kimber. Kimber is a South African living and training in Perth, Western Australia. It's great for him to have travelled to take part in the National Openwater Championships. The final Aquele marker of lap 2. The swimmers battle it out close to shore and in good view of the spectators. Caldwell holds onto the lead as they approach the end of lap 2. The sun fights its way through the clouds, but the wind is still quite strong. Again, it is Caldwell, Kimber, Buck and Ashley. They start the third lap, 2,500 meters done. The second batch comes through. Most of the lead swimmers decide to feed at this juncture. The feeding pontoon is well managed and swimmers can get going without incident. The Western Panhandle and turn is next for the swimmers. Will someone make a move on this lap? The water does appear to be a little more choppy than the previous laps, but then again, some swimmers, especially those living on the coast, like the rougher conditions. The canals have fresh seawater washing through with every tide, and the salt water makes the swimmers more buoyant. Some like this, but often complain about the salty taste as opposed to fresh water. Matthew Caldwell kicks hard, as if he wants to shake up the chasing threat. Not so fast, says his Eastern Aquatics teammate Byron Kimber. They don't let him get away. Marina, Martinique and Eastern Cape Aquatics have secured the event for 2024 as well. And it's easy to see why. The swimmers love it, the coaches love it, and the action can be seen for most of the route. What is there not to love? Caldwell and Kimber stroking well. And on the heels, the KZN duo of Joshua Ashley and Connor Buck. Coach Lowe from Aquatics Karting gets animated when the swimmers pass close enough. Former Olympian and SA champion Chad Ho watches on. Under the gantry, Caldwell, Kimber and Ashley, now just ahead of Connor Buck. Our leaders find open water on lap 4. What advice does Chad Ho have for the swimmers? Matthew Caldwell has a super quick feed and slots into his place with the front pack once more. This race is very reminiscent of the female 10-kilometer showdown, where there were also 4 swimmers chasing for honours out front. Byron Kimber has lost his cap, but not his position at this point in the race. Caldwell out front won't be his concern as his teammate is contesting the shorter 7.5 kilometer route. The 4 swimmers clear the next markers at speed. The previous lap, they did have the wind at their back at this point, but now it seems to be turning. Something should happen soon. The swimmers hug the shoreline, and the talented Byron Kimber accelerates to draw level with Matthew Caldwell. It is cat and mouse. In the lead now, Caldwell wants the lead back. He does just that at the final marker of the 4th lap. Hats off to Matthew Caldwell as he leads the 5th lap once again. Kimber, Ashley and Connor are next. We now see Jandre Kleinans, Rousseau Venter and Reiner van Villick getting under the gantry and onto lap 5. Western Cape's Liam Ellis also makes his way through. Do we have a change of lead? Yes, I see a black cap as we move forward to the southern turn at the bridge end of the route. We'll need to get closer to see who it is. Caldwell is in 4th place here. This is Joshua Ashley lying 3rd, and it is Byron Kimber that has made his move. He leads, but is being chased down by Connor Buck from KZN Aquatics. Wow, the fight is on. Kimber without a cap followed closely by Buck. The final marker of the 5th lap. Caldwell and Ashley a bit further back now. They come into the V, leading into the turn. Under the gantry it is Kimber with Connor Buck on his heels. A very clever breakaway. Now we'll see who has the stamina for the latter section of the 10K race. Joshua Ashley has sped up considerably and is now chasing down the leaders. It is really getting interesting. He is lying 3rd at this point. Ashley feeds first on lap 6, then the others do the same. This is the final lap for the 7.5K swimmers, and Matthew Caldwell won't be caught easily for a win here. Just look how the wind has picked up. And look at this, while I'm talking weather, Connor Buck has surged past Byron Kimber at a very crucial stage of the race. Around the swimming South Africa marker, Ashley just off the pace. The race is on. Approximately 2.8 Ks remain in the 10K race. Only 700 meters left in the 7.5K race. The race is definitely not won yet. There is still plenty of swimming to do. This is Byron Kimber on the heels of Connor Buck, and Connor knows he has to dig deep to keep Kimber at bay. Joshua Ashley strokes hard to not let the front duo get too far away from him. Kimber goes wide, but has to get back for the final mark of the lap. Does he have the strength to haul in the KZN swimmer in front of him? At certain angles it does look like he's gaining, but Connor Buck is also very aware of the threat. Stanford Slubbert bellows over the sound system as the swimmers approach the turn point for the 6th time. Buck leads Kimber onto lap 7. Now, who will come through to win the 7.5K race? Ashley goes through, and into frame now it is Matthew Caldwell. He is the lone swimmer in the red cap of Eastern Karting Aquatics. What a talent! The Cardinal Aquatics member is a very versatile swimmer. He contests any distance from 50 meters to 1,500 meters in the pool. In Openwater, he has credible wins over 3K, 5K, and now 7.5Ks. An incredible talented swimmer. He comes in to win the SA Openwater 7.5 kilometer national championships in a time of 1 hour, 31.25 seconds.
Matthew Caldwell, well done on a fantastic swim. Tell us about how the conditions of the water were, and did it work in your favor for this race?
The long swim up the side, very choppy. Well done.
But that last the fifth lap, the fifth of sixth lap was just the pain set in, and it was just surviving.
Western Cape Aquatics won to medal here. Liam Ellis and Ben McWilliam. Ellis makes sure of second place.
What kept you going throughout the race?
Just the thought that I'm going to finish soon.
Well done with you.
Thank you.
Because I was trying to stay with the front pack, so then I ended up in the second group, and I tried and charged to go to the front pack, but I just couldn't catch up. So I stayed in the second group and just chilled there for a bit.
The water looks a little bit choppy today. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, on the way out it's very choppy, but when you're coming across the marina, then it's actually very nice because you have the crosswind with you, but you must stay on the one side of the guy because then it'll be flat for you. So yeah, it was very good.
Middle laps, it was very in control, but then that last lap, so the Damien, me and Liam, we all sprinted that like last 200 meters or so. That really was very tiring.
What's it like having to swim with swimmers just like Damien coming out from the Seychelles?
It's tough. The competition's big, they're fast. Just to swim against them is quite fun, yeah.
And there you have the official results of the men's 7.5 kilometer SA national race. Well done to our top 6, as well as the 3 podium places. We move ahead to the final lap of the 10 kilometer race. No feeding on lap 8 for our leading duo. Neck on neck, stroke for stroke and shoulder to shoulder, it is KZN's Connor Buck and Eastern Gauteng's Byron Kimber. It's almost as if the sun has come shining through for everyone to witness the end of this exciting race. The race referee and officials keep a close watch because the swimmers are competing so close together. They hug the turn buoy. Oh wow, it looks like Byron Kimber has gone across Connor Buck to get to swim on the inside line. The whistle has sounded several times. Kimber sees his gap and gives it his all. Buck displays his calmness under pressure and increases his kicking speed. He looks Byron Kimber in the eye and lays down the gauntlet. Open water racing at its best. Just look at the different style and strokes. It even appears that they are clashing, but the officials are satisfied that it is all good. The karting coaching staff are enjoying the showdown. Let's check the action at this marker. Kimber ducks inside once again, and it is almost as if Buck is allowing him to do it. Byron Kimber surges and tries to shake off Connor Buck. The race announcer really comes to life now. Kimber leads while Buck holds on. It seems like Connor Buck is looking to take the inside line to the finish. The final marker on the final lap. This is going to be a very exciting finish. Just look at the white water as Connor Buck kicks hard to catch up to Kimber. Just less than 200 meters to go, and this after nearly 10 kilometers of racing. Buck finds the strength, he digs deep and draws ahead of Kimber. Incredible! Byron Kimber fights back, and the spectators are going wild. It is still anyone's race. Don't forget, first and second place become eligible for the World Champs, but I don't think that is top of mind with them right now. There really is nothing in it. Has Connor Buck got the edge? No, Kimber is matching him stroke for stroke. This will be a photo finish, if not a tie. It is Buck, a surge on the final stroke to reach up and touch the board, 1 hour 59.22. I have to see that again. Simply incredible. Kimber cannot believe it. He thought he had it, but realizes that Buck lifted himself on that final stroke and got the touch. What a race. We have to give credit to Byron Kimber. He put up a gallant fight and showed us just how talented he is.
This is third. And in third place is Joshua Ashley.
Good sportsmanship from the top two. The third place swimmer approaches the finish. It is 17-year-old KZN swimmer Joshua Ashley. He's done very well. Ashley is more than a minute off the pace, testament of the speed at which our winner accelerated the last 500 meters of the race.
Connor Buck, what a swim, incredible chase there towards the end. Tell me, how was the race from beginning up until that last moment?
No, it was very good. All went according to plan, I guess. I was planning to pick it up after 5 laps, which I did, and then Byron and I had a close race from there to the finish. Still don't know officially who got it, but very glad that I could finish in the top 2 in the World Champ spots.
Byron being there, chasing hard, you two stuck close throughout the race. The conditions of the water looks a bit choppy. Tell me how you managed through that.
Yeah, it was a bit rough, but you know that's the sport. We're all in the same boat and just deal with it on the day.
Okay, thank you so much, Connor.
Thank you.
Byron Kimber, what a fantastic race. I think everybody was cheering on there for you and Connor. Tell us how it went.
Honestly, it was a fantastic race to race against these boys. Yeah, it was good. The conditions were absolutely amazing. Blessed to be swimming here in South Africa in the home country, so super stoked with it.
Tell me about the conditions of the water.
The water temp was quite nice. The conditions, it was a little bit blowy down on the other end of the course, but we're all in the same sort of boat, so yeah, it's all pretty even, but it was really good, thanks.
What keeps you coming to open water competition?
Definitely the thrill that you get when you're coming into that finish line, like me and Connor discovered. It's quite a thrill getting into that sort of pack and versing some competitors, and yeah, you definitely get a thrill out of it, which definitely brings me back.
Quite rough open water at some times. I saw you just bringing up some things towards the finish there. You vomiting. What was that about?
Definitely fed a little bit too much. Normally I put enough liquid in there, but I managed to finish all the liquid in every single feed, which probably wasn't a good idea, didn't sit well, but that all came up at the end when I had to put in that sprint against Connor. So yeah, it happens usually, but yeah, it's all right.
Well done to you.
Thank you.
Fenta Rousseau and Jean-Andre Clénant may be out of medals, but they're chasing hard to get the best time. After the final marker, Rousseau has shaken off his Aquatics karting teammate. He comes in now to officially take the 4th place. Jean-Andre Clénant is not far off. He takes 5th overall. Reiner van Vliet took the 6th place, and then into 7th, Damien Angel from KZN. Damien Payet from Seychelles is next to finish. And then Sven van der Linde from KZN. And now confirmation of the top 6. Fingertips separate Connor Buck and Byron Kimber, a 10-kilometer finish to remember. A proud podium of swimmers. And now the FINA World Championships in Fukuoka, Japan. We wish all our participants the very best. This has been the SA National Open Water Championships from Marina, Martinique. I'm Derek Alberts. Thank you for watching.